Hey everyone! I am so excited to be hopping in here and chatting with you today about how to find and join group boards that are the powerhouse type boards that you want to join. So, a couple quick questions for you that people are kind of throwing out online. Are Pinterest group boards dead? How do you find the right Pinterest group boards to make sure that you're not just joining one that's spammy or doesn't actually match your target audience? And what does it all mean? What is a group board, right? So joining and participating in group boards can actually be beneficial, but at the same time, there is a chance that joining one can hurt your business. So you want to make sure that you're not going to be wasting your time joining ones that don't actually help, right? So how do you know if you're on the right track? How do you know if your time isn't wasted? That's what we're going to cover today. So for those of you who are just joining me and may not know who I am, welcome. Me, personally, I am a rogue Pinterest powerhouse and I help high-performing business owners, content creators, and influencers just like you grow profitably the right way with sustainable systems so that you can be found first without the tantrums over tech and trading your sleep for success. I do this using my signature Pintastic Growth to Greatness framework. So, without further ado, let's make Pinterest profitable for you. All right, group boards, y'all. What is a Pinterest group board and how does it actually work, right? So Pinterest group boards, for those of you who may be newer on Pinterest or not sure of the strategy of it, they are known as collaborative boards. They are a Pinterest board that someone creates that invites multiple users to be able to pin to. The board is owned by one Pinterest user who is given access and permissions to other users to add their content to it. So, interestingly enough, when you follow a pinner, you only follow non-group boards and the group boards they own. So by default, you don't actually follow the group boards that they belong to. You can check out their profile and follow the ones that you'd like, but when you follow them, they have to be the owner of those group boards. So just because you follow someone doesn't mean you actually follow all of those group boards that they may belong to and submit their content to, but don't actually own. So one of the biggest things that I want to help you guys with today is how to find group boards on Pinterest, right? How to make sure that you are spending your time efficiently, effectively, and wisely so that you don't come back saying, I just went down that rabbit hole, right? And I thought I joined all these group boards. Maybe I didn't get responses. Maybe the board is not as effective as I wanted. And now I got to try to do it all over again. So there's a couple easy ways to find the collaborative boards that you want to be on. And I want to just go over them real quick. And then you can also check out our blog post on my website that goes into the detailed instructions for each method for you. So the first one is you can do a board search on Pinterest. So you don't actually have to go to an individual's profile. What you can do is in the search bar at the top, on the right-hand side, before you type in your search key phrase, you can click that drop down. And initially what it does is it shows you all pins, right? Or your pins. You can choose to do any of all pins, your pins, product pins, videos, people and their profiles, or you can choose boards. And by refining your search from all pins to boards, then you're going to be able to see what ones come up for that phrase. And so that would be able to help you determine how to find boards that you might want to look into. The second thing you can do is you can check out your competitors' group boards, right? So you can go and look at if you have a competitor or someone who is a power partner or things like that, you can go to their profile and see which ones they're contributing to and which ones they own. So you go to their Pinterest page, and then it has changed on Pinterest. You used to go to their profile and then tap to see all boards. Because of the new layout that Pinterest actually has, they have two different options when viewing a account now, and it's different. I'm going to pull it up so I give you the correct phrases here. But they actually have created and then saved. And so if you look at created, those are going to be all the pins that someone created. But if you click and toggle over to saved, you'll be able to see that individual's boards. That's where you can then find if they have group boards that they're a part of. A lot of time, someone who has a ton of group boards but wants to focus on their own stuff in the beginning, you can look down to the bottom of their list of boards and you'll see a bunch of different profile images tiled next to the name. That indicates that it is a collaborative board, and that is something that you can then look into on that board to see if it's something that you want to be involved in. The other way you can do is you can search Facebook groups for Pinterest board owners, right? There are tons of different Facebook groups out there that give you a list of industries and niches and topic-specific groups that will also say, I'm looking for more collaborations. I am opening up my group board, things like that. And so then you would be able to request to join those groups, get the information on how to be able to become a part of those group boards, and go forth using that. Another way that I'm actually going to screen share today is using a Pinterest group board search engine. This is what it looks like. So my face is going to cover up a little bit of it, but you can see most of it right here is find group boards on Pinterest. The biggest thing that you want to focus on is you want to make sure that when you are looking at these things, you are focused on different scores, right? And by scores, I mean, I want to look for a board that doesn't have an overabundance of collaborators, but has a large follower count on it. That's going to tell me that it's probably easier to get my content seen. They do also give scores. The score is out of 100. It's based on things such as repin rate, the number of collaborators, the follower growth that they've had on that board, and things like that. So that is also good to pay attention to. You'll want to check into the specific board that you find on here though, and make sure you're looking for the quality that they have behind that board as well. Sometimes they can have group boards listed here, but they're not actually, they're full of spam, or they're not actually the right ones that would be good for your brand. So what you can do here is you can actually submit a board as well if you have a group board you want people to share. But you can go in here and just type in a search, and it'll immediately start searching and pull up things down here. So you can search the board description, request to join button, and see if some of them were submitted by someone who's an actual Pin Groupie user. If you want, you can sort by followers, collaborators, pins added and updated, and then what order you want to sort it in by. What I typically like to look for, like I said in the past, is I want to look for a board without a lot of collaborators, right? So I want to sort by collaborators, and then I actually want to sort by ascending. So you'll see here, some of these only have one collaborator in them. A good follower count here, but not really something that I might be able to be involved in. So I'm just going to keep going through until I can find the page where we've got a good handful of followers. So I'll just keep clicking. You can see there's 200 and some pages. And because I sorted from ascending, it's going to give me all of the ones that don't have really any collaborators in them. So let me just go through here. I want to try to find one that has like a sweet spot of a good follower count and not a ton of collaborators. So I'm going to test and see if I can go descending and get through it quicker. So you'll see like my follower count is going down significantly. We're 42, 40, which I don't think is that bad. So like here is a couple of them. So you see the number of followers right here for this one, the best recipes on Pinterest. You can see that they have 81,000 followers. They have 38 collaborators on there, and they've had 29,000 pins. So my first thing is I would probably snag out my calculator because I'm kind of a geek when it comes to numbers. And so they've put in 29,255 pins, but they have 81,200 followers. So that means they have a better ratio of the amount of pins that are put on there for followers. I mean, we could look into it and see if we click on the board name, it'll pull up this pop-up and you can visit the board itself. So let me show you what pops up now because my screen is only sharing that tab. So let me go into here and show you. All right. So when you click that, this is actually what pulls up here. And so this is the best recipes on Pinterest. And then you can see that they have, it looks like they do not have 30 some follower or contributors on here anymore. It looks like they cleaned up a little bit and they only have 9 group members now. Oh, it's still updating. There we go. Now we're up to 36. So there we go. So we could then look into how to communicate with this person. Is this going to be a good fit for our brand? Things like that. So that's kind of like the way to utilize Pin Groupie. I know I did Pinterest. When you are looking at some of these, you can also go through and see if they have a request to join button and sort by that. And so that actually helps as well because it will give you the information as to how to be able to join this board specifically. And so sometimes what people will do is they'll actually put the information on how to join in the description of that group board so that you know how to contact them right away and what steps to do so that you can become a collaborator on that board as well. So that's a really cool, easy way to be able to go through that and do kind of like your own search on that. So that kind of leads me into how to join a group board, right? The most simple way to join group boards is to look for the boards with the request to join button. Those ones are going to be the ones that are most open to new members. But like I said, some of them are going to have like, send me an email real quick and let me know like your niche and your board profile in the description of their board. So then you can just do that real quick as well. Once you've been accepted onto a group board, pinning works just the same to that group board as it does to the boards that you have on your profile. All you have to do is select the collaborative board, tap the plus icon to the right of your pin, and then save your content there. If you are looking to create your own group board on Pinterest, it's really actually easy. You can either start a new board or turn an existing board into a group board. All you have to do is select the board that you want to transform or create a new one and then select that. Tap the plus icon under the board, title, and then invite collaborators by searching their name or email on the platform. Then you can go ahead and add them to that. You also have the option to be able to have a link directly to that so that you have a specific copy invite link to send them, as well as you're able to set collaborator permissions. Why does all this matter, right? Like, why should we join group boards? What use do we have from them? What are the benefits from them, right? In the past, people have used group boards to increase the distribution of their pins, but Pinterest changed the fact that they don't really want you joining a group board just for the distribution. They want you joining for a group board so that it's actually collaborative. They don't want you focused on just the numbers that don't really matter. They don't want you focused on just trying to boost your account to reach more people. They really want you to focus on, does what this person offer benefit your audience? Can you share it? Will they resonate with it? And then how do you go back and forth in a collaboration style format, right? That's really the purpose of these. So a lot of people used to use it just because they could save a pin there and they thought that their pin would go viral because they see other members would see their pins and then save their pins and things like that. That's not the intention of group boards. And Pinterest, because of that reason, started limiting the distribution of pins in group boards to the members of that board only. This helps them encourage that true collaboration that they're actually looking for on there. And so there's a number of different things that you can do for benefits from sharing group boards on Pinterest, right? You can do different planning. You can have a support group. You can work with brainstorming. You can work with power partners. Tons of different options available for you to be able to do that. With Pinterest group boards, you get all the same things as you would with a normal pin. So you have comments that people can comment on. You can get feedback with the different reactions that you're allowed to do now on Pinterest to see how people react or what their thoughts are on that content that you guys are working towards together. And it can really just be a source of quality content that you guys want to share together, right? If you're in a group board where all the members do is share that really quality cornerstone type content that is relevant to the theme of that board, then it's going to be a no-brainer for you to be able to use that as a power partner or collaborator to save and schedule for later for your audience, because you know that they are really truly benefiting that audience that you would be sharing it to and serving it to. So the thing that you want to check and make sure is look into if your group boards are working or not. The easiest way that I do this is by using Tailwind. You can actually go in and look at the analytics of a group board to see if you're getting the traction, what the percentages are behind that group board and sharing and collaboration. And then if you're not, you have the power to be able to leave it. All you have to do is simply click on the image and then find your name and click the leave button. And that's it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me here today and talking about how to easily find Powerhouse Pinterest group boards and why they can benefit your brand. Again, if you're looking for the detailed step-by-steps and everything, head on over to my blog where I have the blog post simply called Easily Find Powerhouse Pinterest Group Boards. Have a great day, everyone.